Good morning, everyone. On today's agenda, we are going to be learning about retained profits. And don't worry, because I also don't know anything about retained profits either. So we're all stuck in the same hole. Or so I thought. Because I read through every piece of information about retained profits on good old Google. So hold on to your seatbelts, folks, because this is going to be quite the bumpy ride. Now, according to BBC Bitesize, retained profits is an internal source of finance. This basically means it is money sourced within the business. Now, the proper definition of retained profits is quite a mouthful to say the least, so I'll try to squeeze it into something more understandable for everyone. Basically, retained profits is when the business makes a profit and leaves some of it in the business like this stout chap and reinvest it into the business to expand and maybe take over the whole of humanity. Now then, you may be thinking to yourself, this sounds too good to be true. There surely must be a catch. And that's the sad reality which I will discuss in chapter 2. The problem with retained profits is that once the money is all gone, it won't be available for any future problems the business faces. And that is the only downside on the bite-size page, so it really wasn't that bad. So let's move on to the 3 positives. Firstly, it is quick and convenient. It is easy to access money and you don't need to make any interest payments. Great, I know. Now we know the pros and cons of retained profits, we can finally move on to the use cases of retained profits. Now, imagine this. A top-notch entrepreneur walks in. We'll call him Mr. Goddard. Now, he owns a business called Goddard's Goujons, where he sells Goddard's Goujons. And apparently people love him so much, he made enough money to afford his dream yacht. However, he can't keep up with demand, which means it's time to replace his underpaid employees with machines. For the average capitalist, this would be too expensive and a HR nightmare, because it would require a loan from the bank, which means you'll be in debt. That is a capitalist's nightmare. Mr. Goddard, however, is not the average entrepreneur, because he has monopolized the entire Goujon industry and achieved world domination, meaning he has probably earned and saved enough profit to buy machines and expand his business to the cosmos, like any other capitalist.